Hello everybody, what's up, what's going on, and welcome to the 50th episode of RaptorsInOne. Woo-wee! Milestone, baby! 50th episode. That's right. And I wish, just like I had mentioned in my 49th episode, I wish I could report something juicy for my 50th, as it is a milestone for RaptorsInOne. But I'm sorry, my viewers and subscribers, old viewers, new viewers. But hey, I want to first of all, on this episode, give a big, real shout out to all my subscribers, to my old viewers, my return viewers, and of course, my new viewers. Thank you very much. And, new viewers, hey, if you haven't already done so, check out my other content on this channel. Of course, you can hit the subscribe button, and if you like the content, don't forget the thumbs up and the comments. Love the comments whenever I get them, so don't be shy. Hit me up. So for today's episode, there's a few things I could have spoken about. I was thinking, there's the whole LeBron James signing with the Lakers, and he's almost thinking like a 97.1 or almost like 100 million for 2 years with an option. And but hey, this is RaptorsInOne, baby. But you see what I did there, right? I still talked about it. But hey, unless LeBron's affecting the Raptors in some way, I'm not going to talk too much about it. But what I'm going to talk about today is I'm doing something a little different. Again, it's been kind of a slow news week in terms of the Raptors. And when I say slow news week, the Rico runs, they've been crazy. They've been intense. I love it. But I would just be talking about the same thing over and over again. I didn't want to talk about that. There was also, of course, I could talk about the crossover pro-ams, any of the pro-am games. But again, it's not, for me, it wasn't newsworthy yet. And of course, Gary Trent. Let's not forget about Gary Trent. He had an amazing performance. He dropped about like 56 or 57 points, just like 3 or 4 days ago. But today, I'm going to be talking about a movie that I watched recently. And of course, it's a basketball movie. And yes, I will make a connection of that movie with the Raptors. And that movie that I just recently watched was the Netflix special, Hustle. Gotta beat that summer heat. My Tim Hortons Ice Cap, baby. Summer's almost done, so gotta get all of that cool stuff in as much as possible. Alright, so I digress. Coming back, I watched Hustle. That was the Netflix special I watched, and we had our stars. Adam Sandler was starring in it, and a few other actors that I can't remember, and of course, our very own that we recently signed up, Juancho Hernangomez. That's right. I hope I'm pronouncing it properly. Juancho Hernangomez. We recently signed him up for a year, I believe, and his character in this movie is called Bo Cruz. Now, if you were following Twitter, you probably would have run into Scotty Barnes' tweet about the signing of Juancho Hernangomez, and he basically kind of gave a shout out by calling him Bo Cruz, right? There you can see it. What I thought about this movie, now you have to understand, for me, I love sports movies. Even if they are a little corny, I'll still watch them. And, to some degree, I'll still enjoy it. Mind you, I haven't watched Like Mike with Lil Bow Wow in it. Well, he's not Lil anymore. And of course, Thunderstruck with KD. And to be honest, I don't think I'm going to waste my time with those movies. But I watched some of the basketball movies that I can remember. I watched Coach Carter, one of my favorites. I find it to be like a classic. Samuel Jackson was amazing in that movie. Then I also watched Uncle Drew. Uncle Drew was, I've been wanting to watch this for such a long time, and I finally got the chance to, I would say about like maybe 2-3 months ago. So, and had pretty much most of the stars. You had Kyrie, Shaq, KD, Reggie Miller, I think, was in there too, and I know I'm missing a few more players, but yeah, we had a pretty good star cast. And then, of course, recently now I've watched Hustle, and I gotta say, man, Adam Sandler, he did a pretty good job. I was impressed with his acting in this movie. Now, mind you, typically Adam Sandler, the kind of movies he does, like Grown Ups, maybe like 50 First Dates, anywhere from like comedy to rom coms. Occasionally, he'll throw like a little bit of like a serious movie in there. I think there was this one Netflix special he came out with not too long ago where he was kind of like a cobbler. For all you millennials who don't know what a cobbler is, essentially somebody who works on shoes, something like that. I never got to watch it, but it was like a serious role. Point being, in this movie, I could tell he was in his element. He likes the game. I've even seen some of his game, in on Twitter and some other social media platforms as well, and even on YouTube. And I gotta say, yeah, he can ball. He's pretty decent for his age to ball the way he does. Definitely has a better game than I do, So yeah, like he acted. I thought his performance was well. Queen Latifah wasn't too bad as well. She was playing his wife, and yeah, like it was a good movie. Now, Juancho Hernangomez, let's just call him Bo Cruz. I like it. I like his name, Bo Cruz, baby. So let's call him Bo Cruz. But when I say Bo Cruz, I mean Juancho Hernangomez. So Bo Cruz, he had the movie was about him, yes, but he didn't really need to act much or even didn't have very much dialogue because it was all about the game. It was all about basketball. It was all about the hustle. And it wasn't just about him. It was obviously about Adam Sandler. And he was working as a scout, I believe, at first for the Philadelphia 76ers. And eventually, you know what? Maybe I should say, spoiler alert over here. If you want to watch this movie, then you might want to skip along from here just for a little bit. So eventually at the end of the movie, he becomes the assistant coach. And, there's this like amazing kind of like feel good moment where he's walking with Doc Rivers in the tunnel. I personally, the kind of coach Doc Rivers is, I mean, you know what, to be honest, if I was told, hey man, one game, you're going to be assistant coach one game, but you got to be assistant coach of Doc Rivers, I'll be like, yes, why not? That's how much I love the game. And yeah, so essentially it was a success story for him. But the Philadelphia 76ers, you have to realize, I thought there was some truth to some of the story. Essentially how even the Philadelphia 76ers organization is to a certain degree. I almost thought that one of the characters, I can't remember his actual name, but he was the GM who took over after his father passed away. And I kind of thought maybe they were trying to kind of play him off as like a Brian Colangelo almost, And yeah, like he again, he was pretty good too. Like, he was being a very good a-hole. Right? I got to keep this PG, guys. So anyway, Adam Sandler, he's a scout and he looks for talent. And basically, when this guy, when let's just call him Brian Colangelo, when he took over, he tells Adam Sandler, hey, I need you to find a talent. And that's where he starts, traveling around, and he gets to Spain at one point, and then he finds in a street ball, Bo Cruz playing street ball and basically owning everybody. And so, he tries to pursue him. Basically, he tries to get him to work up to the NBA Combine to eventually get drafted. So that's the whole process of how much sacrifice and how much hard work and sweat and tears, not just the player, but also the agent and the scout had to put in to make sure that Bo Cruz gets in. And now of course, to add the violin and play at the heartstrings of everybody, you had Bo Cruz, who was a single dad, with a daughter, and lives with his mother in a apartment complex, kind of showed it a little Spain ghetto-ish, right? Yeah, so it was amazing. I liked the story, and of course, performances overall, I thought it was pretty good. Okay. If you were looking for a sports movie to watch, particularly for basketball, then I would probably say this is a pretty good movie to watch. It's a good pastime. If I were to give it a rating out of 10, I would probably give it an 8. Yeah, I would give it an 8 out of 10. And that's only because, again, Juancho Hernangomez, he's not necessarily a good actor, but, then again, the role didn't necessarily require him to be performing at an Oscar level per se, but I liked it. And Adam Sandler pleasantly surprised me. He was good. So what does this mean for the Raptors organization? Well, like I had mentioned earlier, we recently signed Juancho Hernangomez for a year. And if he can bring the energy, the passion that he had as Bo Cruz in the hustle, that would be great for the Raptors team. I think it would be, especially if he brings that shooting touch and that defense, bam, he's a lock. We're signing him on for multiple years, but let's hope he does that. Because I kind of did a little bit of digging on him, and he's been in, I think, maybe 2 or 3 teams. He was in Denver. He was in Utah as well. His best basketball was in Utah. And I really hope this is a redemption story for him. And, of course, hopefully he helps to be that extra piece for us if, say, like Scotty goes down or like Kem goes down, somebody to pick up the slack, or Precious, he can just be that energy guy who could shoot well, 3-and-D almost. Again, I don't know how his 3-point shot is, but hey, in the movie they made it look like he was shooting like whenever he was on, that is, he was shooting like crazy and he couldn't miss, right? So let's hope he brings the essence, the passion that is Bo Cruz to the Raptors. And to the Toronto Raptors organization, when you introduce him in your first home game, please, please, please introduce him as Bo Cruz. That would be kind of cool. Now, of course, talking about sports movies, some of my other sports movies that I liked, Remember the Titans. That was my favorite. Oh man, I loved Remember the Titans. Like every time it comes on TV, I'll still watch it. And Cool Runnings. I love Cool Runnings. It was a nice, it had a nice blend of, yes, you have the seriousness, the hustle, the heartbreak, but at the same time, it had good, good funny moments, good lighthearted moments, and it was good. I loved it. So guys, you let me know what is your favorite sports movies, or even basketball movies, for that matter, in the comment section, of course. And, of course, if you like the content, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to watch more of my content, again, I do have it on my channel for your viewing pleasure. But you got to subscribe for that. That's all I got today. Again, another shout out to my subscribers. Thank you very much for your support. For the new viewers, you could be part of the team, the family of RaptorsInOne subscribers, baby. And of course, the old viewers, the return viewers who keep coming back and loving the content, I appreciate everybody. And again, spread the word, spread the love. So, for the 50th episode, that's it. Bo Cruz, the hustle, baby. Until next time, I'm out.